This is going to be a tutorial on how to use EBT with Arpazio. Let's start in the cloud with how to set up the items with EBT. The first thing we're going to have to do is look at our selling rules. If you need an overview of selling rules, take a look at our Arpazio Cloud walkthrough. We explain what selling rules are. If we go into selling rules, I've already got a couple set up. Let's look at the EBT ones. I'll just search EBT. And we can do base EBT selling rule. So this selling rule has its name, as you would expect, and then the one thing that makes it EBT eligible is this allow food stamps toggle. So any selling rule that has this toggled on will allow that item to be paid for with EBT. You can set up other selling rules, so if you need an open button that accepts EBT, you can require price entry for any open items. So now let's go to our items. I set up this grid to include the selling rule name here just so we can see it. You can do that in the modify columns. Again, watch the walkthrough video to see how to do that. If we look at some of our items here, like these drinks, they have the base selling rule set to them. If you're in the item edit, you could see it here as well. These can be set one at a time or with group change. That's all you have to do. We'll help you set up the credit card pin pads with EBT, and you'll have to make sure that your processor has EBT enabled. Now let's take a look at the POS. So on the POS, some items are going to be EBT eligible and some won't. Let's do a simple one first. So let's buy this slushie. You can see it's $2.79 and there's 19 cents of sales tax. Now, on the screen, we can put this EBT screen where you have a bunch of options. You can hit the EBT total at any time to see what the total of EBT eligible items in the transaction are. So in this case, there's just the one for $2.79, so our EBT total is $2.79. Now, if we want to cash that out with EBT, we just hit the EBT button. The customer swipes their card, puts in their PIN, and it's going to get authorized and complete the sale. Now, what happens if you have multiple items in the transaction and not all of them are EBT eligible? Let's choose our slushie again, and we'll do a bottle of Tito's. So you see our total adds up over here. Again, we can come here to EBT. We can take a look at the EBT total and see, okay, just the $2.79 is EBT eligible. We can pay for that. Again, enter our PIN number. The balance has now been reduced by what we've just paid for with EBT, and now you can complete the sale with credit or cash, and it's done. Let's look at a couple of other things. So EBT cash is another way to pay. The laws have changed a little bit around this, and it's basically just a debit card now. So even though some items are not EBT eligible generally, EBT cash is treated like a debit card. So it will essentially work on anything in your transaction. So in that case, let's buy this can of Copenhagen. It's $5.99, there's tax. We're gonna hit EBT total just as an example. You don't have to hit this button, but you're gonna see none of it is actually listed as EBT eligible because a can of Copenhagen is not EBT eligible. But you can hit the EBT cash button. They can swipe their card, enter their PIN, and it should get approved if they have enough cash in their account. Some other functions, EBT cash balance. You just come over to the EBT cash balance button, hit it, again, swipe the card, enter the PIN, and you'll be returned with their eligible balance. EBT balance works exactly like EBT cash balance as well. You just hit the button, swipe the card, enter the PIN, and you'll be returned with the balance. If they don't have enough on their card, you'll also get returned with a partial authorization, and they can then pay with cash, credit, etc. On your receipt, you'll see a list of all the items. You'll see that no tax was applied to the EBT item, and you'll see your tenders broken down on how they paid. And that's about it for EBT on Arpazio. Thanks for watching this video walkthrough. For more information, email support@insightrs.com or visit us at insightrs.com.